Welcome back everyone to my Endless Space 2 Let's Play playing as the Vodyani on Endless Difficulty. So in the first video, I'd say we got off to a pretty nice start. Our starting home system's pretty decent. Had an approval bonus. It's got deciduous trees, which are great. 2 of the starting plants were exploitable. You can have better than that. You can actually have 3. I've never seen a 4 system to start. But the big issue at the moment with the Vodyani is that I'm not leeching anyone yet. I haven't found a minor race, and that's going to become a big issue if I can't find them soon. So I've got my small fleet here with my Guardian Commander on it temporarily to deal with pirates that we will no doubt find coming up soon, hopefully. And yeah, let's end the turn and see if how long it takes to find this minor race. Without leeching, well, basically that little fleet will leech an extra 63 essence per turn. Ooh, brilliant. I just saw the border of a minor race, and yes, they popped up. The Bagaba, this happens to be, so they happen to have an affinity trait, which isn't going to be all that useful with the Vodyani. We're going to be at war a lot. Yeah, but that's not the main concern with these guys. It's actually going to be just getting essence off them. So the whole assimilation thing with minor civilizations works in a in a different way with the Vodyani compared to the other races. You never really own the system with them unless you evacuate the populace first. But for the time being, I'm going to be getting this population turned into essence. I don't think there's anything else to do this turn, so let's end the turn. About this time though, the first pirates turn up for minor races, so yeah, if it would have been so much better if the minor race had been right next to us, but you can't get everything. The Academy has actually been discovered by an unknown empire. I think that colour was the United Empire. So the Academy is going to be in the centre somewhere on this map type. Never seen it elsewhere on this map. So we've actually reached the carrier system, home of the Bagaba. Let's start using our essence. Now, something which I'm not sure about with this, well, the blockade, what it says is blockaded opponent systems lowering the influence, dust and science production. I don't actually want to lower their food, and it doesn't say it lowers their food, so I will turn this on. If I'm wrong about that, that was really bad, because yeah, we want the population to grow as much as possible because the population's turned into essence. So you can see here, yeah, it went up 63, so I'm going to be able to get the next arc a lot quicker than I was previously with just the essence coming from the arc previous to that. Now this fleet actually has a couple of expeditions to do, so let's use those. It is in your interest to still get good relations with the minor civilizations, because you still get resources from them if you do so. I'm first going to send a probe up here though. I'm interested in finding out what's up here, and we'll use the expedition on one of these and I can check out what they are. So there's 2 subterranean. All of these do slightly different things. Subterraneans are very good for strategics and luxury resources, life forms, anomalies. I'm going to go for that one there. The ruins, which is what I probably would have wanted to see there, is chance of picking up modules. You can pick up battle tactics as well. I'm not sure which is the expedition that's favoured to do that, but yeah. One thing I haven't checked out as well is the victory conditions here. So I would need 40 to do a conquest victory. I think it's probably pretty hard to do a conquest victory with the Vodyani because, well, the essence amount goes up for every time they colonize. You would need crazy amounts, but it could be possible. I've played quite a few games up to about 60-70 turns of the Vodyani, trying to yeah, get a grip of how to play as them, but I've never actually played a full game as them yet, so this will be the first one probably. Right, unless I play another game in between recording these videos, which I probably won't. I think I've gone up to about the 3rd chapter out of 4 for the main quest, so I know most of it, but not quite all the way. Right, so nothing to do this turn. Let's end the turn. We completed that tech. Right. and we've got the first combat, Battle at Carius. I'm going to show this one, but for the smaller combats in future I won't show. Just show the bigger combats, or the really important ones. So if I come into advanced, basically I'm going to go for barrage fire because, well, my ships aren't brilliant at long range, but they're probably the best at long range. If I actually select that option here, you can see what we're best at. So we're about equal on medium and long there, and that's the short one. And the thickness of the circle radius of it is how potent your weapons are for both of the fleets. Is that radius or circumference? I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, that's the state of my ships, and shuttles there are quite weak. They're actually projectile. Normally, I would have expected actually energy weapons, but there's two pirate types, I guess. Yeah, so I might have to change my ship designs to account for that. Let's fight anyway. So they want turtle, they're better at short. So basically we're going to start at a long range. The 3 combat phases, the second one they'll get into medium, and the third one they'll get into short. If they survive that long, hopefully I can take them out quite quickly. I think the shuttles might be a weak ship type for the minor race compared to the other ones, I'm not sure. They look alright. That one looks alright. Right, I'm expecting to win this. My leecher ship doesn't have any weapons whatsoever. Could stick that on for more details. There's a variety of views you can come into this screen, which is what I tend to normally use, but let's use the auto camera. You can go free camera as well. So if I come down here, you can look at the ships in more detail. So what are they firing at? Looks like they're firing at my hero. He doesn't have projectile defense, he has energy defense. The left hand side is projectile weapons and armor. And the right hand side is shields and energy weapons. So he has mainly projectile rockets and flak guns, I think, and shields as defense, which isn't well suited defensive wise indeed. Let's speed this up a little bit. So I still haven't actually taken one down. If we get into short range, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. I think it is actually now in short range. Yeah, that's short. So I think I still have some guns at short range, but not as many. Right, finally took them out. Took a lot of damage. So I'm going to need to reinforce this before the next one comes, and I'm not sure how long it takes before the next one comes. It's probably about 4 or 5 turns, maybe-ish. So the fact that the minor race is so far away is actually a really big problem. Really big problem. Yeah, so we haven't had a good start in regard to the minor race, I'm afraid. I'm gonna have to upgrade this ship then. I had already, but I put a shield on. I'm going to have to put the projectile defense, the armor on. And I may want to get a couple of those out. Normally I would maybe only make one, but yeah, I'm going to have to get that in quite soon, I'm afraid. You know what? What I'm actually going to do, make another change. I'm going to put speed on rather than throw. I need to get it up there. So the Vodyani are actually, speed-wise, really good. They have a lot of support modules on their ships, and well, if we check out our hero later on, if you use this guy as a commander, he's even got that, which is amazing. We're not going to with him in this instance, but there are other ways to get more of this guy and heroes that are very similar to him, so might be able to eventually. We got this tech, colonize Mediterranean. To be honest, I have no idea where I want to colonize here. There isn't really a good place. I mean, that's double ash, but Arcs, minus 15 approval for each one, so that would be terrible. Savannah and gas. Love, well that's only 2 planets, that's not great. That's ash, lava, desert. So I think I'm going to want to colonize this one. Right, Savannah I need then. So Savannah is... there, is it? Yeah, I'm going to come down here then. That's very important. Extra production for sticking on the arcs. I'm going to want to do that at some stage. There's lots of these actually. I think I might have briefly mentioned this in the first video. But yeah, I'm going to be wanting to pick up these later on. I'm not going to always want to have essence on my arcs. I'm going to want to use leeches instead at some point. Okay, so let's continue on then. Let's end the turn. Is that the right wheel? Yeah, movement. Okay, oops, center. Right. So once I've got a decent enough defense, I'll bring back the hero, put it back on the fleet, on the colony. Have these got expeditions? Yes. Let's, right, they found something up there. Let's do the expedition here. And we'll do that one. Okay. Found a resource, dark glitter, which is extra manpower, which is pretty awful normally for every race, and for the Vodyani it's probably especially awful since they don't, well, the arcs can be invaded, but more often than not they're attacked in combat when someone does attack them. Which hopefully won't happen, but it might at some point. I actually gained enough essence. I hope I wasn't wasting any previous to that, but I think I got it this turn. So now I'm actually going to redesign my arc. And this time it doesn't cost money to initially make the arc, so I can stick on literally the best here that is possible to stick on, which I'm going to want to do. I'm going to have projectile defense then mainly rather than shields. Now the key thing is the support modules. What am I going to use here? Well, we had that pirate event, didn't we? So I'm actually going to stick on a ton of movement, I think. I'm going to kill those pirates quickly. And then I'll upgrade this to something else, which will probably be essence at this stage of the game. Yeah, so I have that. 15 movement with those combat stats. Very nice. Let's apply design. Okay. Yeah, so we come to there, kill a pirate, or maybe go to there, kill the pirates, and then go to there, colonize that. That's the plan. So let's stick in the arc. Okay. And end the turn. Okay, hopefully I'm going to have enough money to upgrade it to what I want. Kind of depends. Right, tactics, reset, someone completed the deeds, 10 curiosities, that was completed. Now one thing which I could do is actually place an arc there. That would mean I wouldn't have to get a defensive fleet there, I could just use the arc. I've never actually tried doing that, but it could definitely be a decent strategy. You could then, instead of making a defensive ships, make leeches instead. But the problem is, you'd have one colony less than you would normally have at this stage if you do that strategy, because these are basically colonies once you anchor them. For the time being though, I'm going to use it as a combat ship. Let's take out these pirates to complete the main quest. And even though this is going to be a nothing combat, I think I will show this one. We get to see an arc in combat, which would be nice. So you can see it's pretty dominant here. I stuck all missiles on it, which barrage fire would be the best for probably. And yeah, okay, so these are also projectiles. They're flak, they are. You can tell by the ranges. Once you've gotten used to the game at least. Anyway, let's... oh, I do want to watch this, don't I? So let's fight. So they've decided to go for long range as well, which is probably a bad idea. well, it's actually an awful idea. They should have gone short, but maybe they don't have the card. So the torpedoes are 100% at long, 80% at medium. No, don't even fire at short. So they have a weakness, basically, if they are able to get short. Pick your card tactics very carefully. Okay. I think we'll keep it on no auto view. Speed up a tiny bit until it starts shooting. Okay, I think I took one out already. And one more salvo. See the lava plant in the background. Where you actually fight has a big effect on things as well. Yeah, so that was easy victory. You can come in the advanced and see how you did as well. So I wrecked it. Yeah, where you fight has a big effect on things. For instance, if you fight within this system, which is actually a neutron star, you can see in the bottom left the theater effects. So there's extra experience, but shields don't work there, so you do have to be a bit careful about that sometimes. So that was one pirate taken out. I've got 5 movement left. Let's go and take out that other pirate. And there's Savannah here, which I can get in 4 turns to colonize. I really am tempted to bring that up there, though, arguably, and defend against them. This might have been a good opportunity to do it. But we'll use that instead, I guess. I really want to get that science up soon, but yeah, I think I'm going to have to get those wheels in. I'm going to continue leeching. Okay. I do actually want to turn some of this essence into population pretty soon. I may do on want to get to 250 actually. Right, so we've done this combat before, we've seen it. I'm just going to resolve that quickly. And that completes the first stage of the main quest. There was more than weapons and violence to these pirates. They bore the imprint of the tabernacle, that fountain of lies that deceived my brother. This must be pursued. We must uncover the truths of this new place, either by exploring and studying, or by bringing another people under our unbending wing. So, part 2 of chapter 1. Sister Ines did not understand that history must be handled gingerly, like any other explosive power. She heard word of our search for the tabernacle and began asking improper questions. Her cloth shall not speak to others for a week. She must learn to hold her tongue. All must obey the laws. There is a sense of destiny, a thrill that we feel on the bridge of the ship. Though it is not acknowledged, it is there and almost tangible. We are all eager to discover the fountain of lies called the tabernacle, and watch its falsehoods fall to pieces like mist before a blazing sun. I cannot let the excitement show, as other less responsible members of the church might. I must remain stoic and steadfast. When the time comes to show the lies for what they are, I will not exclaim with eager joy. I will nod and turn and give the next order. I will never show the curiosity that burns within me. So there's 2 options. Cooperate, which is converting a minor civilization to learn more about the galaxy, and I've been forgetting to influence the minor actually. I need to do that. Or explore at least 4 ruin types, curiosities. The rewards are the things that yeah, you should base your decision on really. In most circumstances with these quests, especially for the main quest, there's sometimes you just would want to pick the quickest option to proceed along it. So there's an option for extra influence, or there's this, which is a type of movement module for your ships. This is quite an even decision choice, I believe. That one's probably a bit easier to do in most circumstances. So the normal movement module is just extra movement points of 3 for 30 production costs. So you basically get an extra health bonus and an extra vision range. Very late in the game though, I think there's a better movement module. And this is a unique improvement which you'll have throughout. So this is arguably better long term, but to be honest with the Vodyani, you don't need influence all that much. Which is kind of strange. With the religious faction normally it's used for culture flipping, but yeah, I mean they can culture flip, but it's pretty rare that you'd find yourself in a position to do it with them. And more about using their fleets just to gain essence and conquer people most of the time and getting dust. So I'm actually going to pick this for extra ruins. I think this may actually add ruin curiosities on the systems as well. Not 100% sure, but it seems to. I think, maybe. The Tabernacle. I had thoughts that edifice of evil was distant, destroyed by the faithful, or perhaps even taken by the infidel. To find it, we must explore the strange places of this constellation and seek in holy temples the secrets that they may have left for us. I mean, in theory, you could have a map that has no ruins on, so you'd be screwed if you took that option, but I think it adds some just maybe for the Vodyani, and they do have rewards, of course, so yeah, there's an added bonus for going that option. Okay, so this is now basically waiting for that. I mean, I've got 3 turns to move with it. I could get up to there in 2 turns with the speed it's got. I can't anchor it because there's nothing to colonize. I could come over to Citurbia actually, which is gas, meds, gas. Oh, I don't have the tech to allow me to go across there yet. So I'm just going to lock that down. Which is a pain. It's kind of wasted for 3 turns, but couldn't have really gotten here any quicker. Right, so let's end the turn. Oh, and I forgot the influence. Right, let's come back up here. I've also forgotten to throw out some probes, probably. So I'm not going to show this again. I'm just going to go barrage fire, which I believe is the best one. My hero is going to get wrecked here, though. So yeah, I really need a replacement pronto. So let's come in here. Yeah, I haven't even done this yet, which is pretty bad of me. I'll do 2, so yeah, the sooner I get up here the more quickly I get resources. And the hero isn't actually upgrading its health here at all, I think, so it's a problem. Let's do the expedition. There's 2 left, I'll do both. So influence and deciduous trees. Now, was there 2 left before? Perhaps one of those is a ruin then that had come off that event. I don't know. Wheel is finished. Now I actually have 308 influence essence, I should say now. So I'm going to use the holy proliferation to get an extra population. Yeah, as you can see how slowly we grow. It's going to take forever. And when you an anchor as well, this resets your growth rate, I believe. So you've got to be careful when you do that. Yeah, and you have to unanchor to get the upgrades to your ships, so yeah, it's a bit of an issue. So yeah, let's go with that anyway. So each population of ours, of course, is gaining that, and this is the only population we're ever going to get. So this is their ideology, focusing heavily on religious, but yeah, we're going to be very militaristic as well, so that will probably be our second party for most of the game. Okay, so let's end the turn. Right, Vodyani, gain the population. Can I hit 100 for the next one? I could just wait until it runs out. Right, there's another wheel. Yeah, I think I'll get that in next, and I might make another one. It's an election in 4 turns, I believe. Okay, we get Baryonic Shield in next turn. That's actually not so great. Why is that only 72 now when it was higher before? Maybe it's because it's something to do with population, I don't know. Well, that's weird. That's ecstatic, and yet the Empire one is lower. Don't ask me why. thought they'd be the same since we only have one colony. Let's send a turn. Okay, I forgot to get them out, and that's really bad because I need them. Let's get them up here. 3 turns it's going to take. There's a manpower issue. They should probably change the noise for the manpower screen as well, since it's the same as the combat thing. It's can be annoying actually sometimes. Science coming in next. Science is really bad. I need to get that in. But we finally got this, so we can now search extra levels of curiosities, which become available. Warp drive unlocks free movement. That's huge, and Savannah planet is now able to be exploited, so I can actually now anchor that. Now, sadly, this didn't have any bonuses, did it? Because I used all movement to kill the pirates, so I'm going to want to upgrade the Ark. I think I'm going to go for Essence still at this point. Probably the next one I'll switch over to production now. Production's incredibly important in Endless Space 2. It's kind of the thing that allows you to get everything else. And you know what? That's a lot more expensive than I thought. I thought this would be about 100 odd. Okay, it took a minute out to play around with this. Basically, if I take the weapons off there, what's really expensive, I should be able to reduce the upgrade cost. And I'll be able to get the essence straight away, which is what really matters at this stage in the game. I can basically stick the weapons back on once I have the dust. So that's a lot cheaper than it would have been. That's only 130, which I can afford now. So let's do that. And I'm going to have to unembark. And that's something I forgot. I don't have an action point because I colonized this turn, didn't I? So I can't colonize until next turn now. Right, it's a pain. I have a probe, I believe. Let's start sending those out. I'll send that up there towards center. And I've got research this turn. So, what do I want to do down here? I mean, those ash would be great, but do I have enough approval? I think I'm going to have to get ash pretty early on. So ash is there. 6 turns away. There's this which I want rather soon for that, especially, but there's other good things here. So you know what? I'll actually go for this next. This actually gives +5 approval per planet. That will help a lot. Then we'll go for the ash. I think that's what I'm gonna go for next. Okay, so right, let's end the turn. Okay.